Okay, the next section we're checking out is section D. It's kind of a little variation-y bit. It only happens once in the song. We're shooting right up the neck. It's this bit that goes. It's just kind of a little variation bit. The general idea, again, is exactly the same as we were talking about before, with the thumb playing on 1 and 3, the little percussive hit on 2 and 4, and the other bits kind of filling in the melody. Let's go to a little close-up and have a look at each hand for this section. There's also a little bit of a weird rake right at the end, but I'll run through that separately. Okay, here we are for section D. A little bar here with the first finger at the 7th fret. Funny little chord this, I don't even know what chord it is, but making sure that the 5th string is muted nicely there. Shaped back 2 frets, little fingers going down there. Little finger stays, first finger's barring, so it's staying down there where it was. 3rd finger's moving over here onto the 7th fret, first finger's making a little bar. Little finger lifts off. Same pattern again. So now we've got little finger moving its back a fret, using the bar, then the open E string. So we've got this little melody again. And then that shape's just held for the little rake, which I'll go through in a sec. So nothing too awkward there with the fingering, I think, for that section. So let's have a look at the picking hand. So starting off with thumb and 2nd finger, hit, using my 3rd finger there on that D. 3rd finger again, hit, chord, all 3 fingers together. Whenever you've got those chord things, they're going to be like, you know, those 3 fingers locked, followed by the bass. It's all pretty straightforward. Using my 3rd finger for those little melody bits. Chord jumps back. 2nd finger there to pick out the melody notes. Same thing again. Yeah, now I'm only seem to be using these 2 fingers. And this last bit, I'm using a little drag with my 1st finger and hitting the bass, if I could do it. So 1st finger is reaching back, ending up resting here on the 5th string. I can't do it slowly. That's funny. Okay, that pretty much takes care of section D. Now we've got sections E and F, which are more or less identical to sections B and C. So if you've learnt those already, then you shouldn't have too much grief with those. They're more or less the same. You can have a listen to them and see if you can spot any slight variations, but I'm not exactly sure what the variations are, but there's bound to be some little ones. Then we're at section G, which is kind of the start of the solo, where we really introduce, it's exactly the same fingering as for the intro, but we're adding the bass note and the percussive hit, which kind of changes things a little bit. So the first thing that you really want to have done is made sure that you have the intro down properly before you attempt this section. Once you've got the intro down, if I just play this, the first little bit, you go this. it's but with the bass, hit, bass, hit, hit, bass, hit. So the trick here really is getting the bass note and the melody happening at the same time. So generally for this bit I'm using that idea, third finger on the thinner string, second finger on the second string, first finger on the third string. And this is this kind of tempo, or slower, that you might need to be checking it out at first. So it's the same thing with the bass, chord. Now here with the chord, you're getting, there's all sorts of other notes happening, right? So it's not quite as clean as it is written out on the tab, because there's other notes happening, right? But somehow in the flow of it, those notes don't become important, or they kind of get muted out along the way, or they're there so briefly that you don't hear it. So it's just really getting that nice thump. And here the thump, because the note's still ringing out, we can't have the hand touching on the guitar neck, otherwise we'd get the note would disappear. So it's kind of hitting on the thicker part. It's slightly tricky. It's difficult, you know, when you just play it, you just play it, and I never thought about teaching it really until it came to now, like a little while ago, and I realised that it's difficult for me to explain how I'm doing it. I'm hoping that these kind of close-ups and stuff will help you enough. Sorry if it's not. There'll be I'm sure plenty of questions on the forum, and I'll definitely get in there and try and help you guys out with this tune, because it's a bit weird. Anyway, so just take it really slowly, try and get that with the bass. Let's do it. I'm not going to do a close-up for the fretting hand for this bit, because you should already have that. So, but let's go to a close-up and have a look at the picking hand for that one.